Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Drag Show. I'm Stu Smith. This is Terry Martin, our producer, and this is the one and only, the lovely Bebe Sweetbriar, film producer, star of all the local things that are going on here at the Mix, at the Lookout, at Timo's. Welcome, Bebe. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Stu. Thank you for having me here today. I appreciate it.
It's our honor. It's our pleasure.
Thanks.
I've got a couple of questions. When did you get into drag and performing and a career in San Francisco?
Well, I've actually been performing all my life. I've started in theater and musical productions ever when I was 5. I actually got my first paycheck when I was 5 years old. But I didn't start doing drag until well after I moved to San Francisco, and well after coming out, and I actually did not have probably a very good experience with my first introduction to drag. So I kind of fell into it by accident because I had wanted to start a foundation that would raise money for nonprofit organizations dealing with children, HIV and AIDS, and I thought I needed to have kind of a spokesperson for it. And I had done drag for Halloween, and I actually did drag for my church in a production, a musical production, and it went over very well. And I thought, well, Betty Crocker really doesn't exist, does she? So maybe I could, create this thing, and that's kind of, and a good friend of mine had just started doing drag himself, and I thought, well, maybe this is a good opportunity for me to do, because I can do so much of what I am about, and that's, performing and speaking out about things, and I could do that under that persona.
So you're from Sacramento.
That's correct.
And when did you come to San Francisco?
I've been here 17 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
you must have been 3 or 4 years old.
I was. I had just, I hadn't even gotten through puberty yet. Yeah. So.
Lucky
Still
us.
not.
Lucky
Still
us.
not.
So what the first drag show thing, the first experience, which wasn't so good. When? Where? Who?
It was just one of those where my introduction to drag or persona was very negative. I didn't see a giving person. I saw a very self-centered person in the person that, and that was years ago. And it wasn't even here. But once I got here and started meeting some of the people, I mean, everyone that I've come in contact with in this drag arena here in San Francisco, I've had a great opportunity to get to know them, and I feel that I can connect with anybody, so it doesn't really matter so much about that. But they've been very giving and been able to pass on tools of the trade to make me a better drag performer.
Well, you mentioned the kind of breaking into drag here in San Francisco, or really getting into it. Who are the people that influenced you when you got here and that you work with a lot today?
Well, I always believe that when you meet people in life, that there's, you try and take all the good things from each one of those people and try and form them in something that works for you. And so I try to do that with a lot. I mean, one person, everyone knows Heclina from Tranny Shack fame, and what I got from her, and when I started doing drag, I used to go to the show every Tuesday, and I had never been there before I started doing drag. And I just went. I didn't, perform, ask to perform, and I think I did that for about 2.5 to 3 months. And I was really studying her because she's very good on the mic. She's one of the best. I mean, I don't think there's anything that could throw her a curve. She's really good on her feet. But other than that, she's a good business person. And if I thought at any time that I would ever want to do this as a career, I could definitely learn a lot from her, and she's been very good about, sharing things with me. I can ask her questions, and she would be straightforward and honest with me about that. I love Juanita Moore.
Yeah.
There is nobody out there to me that throws a better party than a Juanita Moore party, and so I've learned how to be a good hostess from her, and how to be gracious to your audience and to the people who are there at your club or your party. And she makes them a part of the party, and I've learned that from her. So those are a couple off the top of my head that, I think Trauma Flintstone's a wonderful performer because I sing live, and I've learned from her and how to mix the drag, live performing, and all of that together. So I've had some good teachers out there.
So you sing live. That's pretty unusual in the drag scene here in San Francisco. Did you ever take singing lessons or music?
Not really. My mother was a singer, and so was my father. And you know, in our household, you either sang or, you know, for your meal. No, I'm just kidding. It was just something that was always there. Of course, doing musical theater since I was 5, I was able to come across people, but not, you know, formal lessons, but definitely have been around people who, you know, taught me some specific things about how to sing properly. And to sustain your voice, you know, for a longer period of time. So, you know, but I haven't done that professionally, no.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about that's really current, really hot topic is you've got a film, a feature film coming out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I would love to. I'm very excited about it. It's called Under One Sun, and it's made by Aisha Media Productions here, directed under Amir Jaffer, and this is his 3rd low-budget independent film, and it deals with a lot of social issues surrounded by religion, and I think it's probably something that everybody who sees it will be able to relate to. And I think I brought a trailer. I think.
Well, I wonder if Terry, our producer, might be able to cue it up and let us take a look at it. What do you think, Terry? My gosh.
This is America. When our people immigrate to this country, they should consider all the pros and cons.
We can't forsake our tradition just because we live in America. Not only is he white, but he's a Jew.
If we love each other, why should religion matter, right?
See, it's black men like you that are on the down low that make it difficult for our people to change their minds.
Who I sleep with, what I do in the privacy of my own home is my business.
Why can't you just be gay? Why do you call yourself a drag queen and wear women's clothes?
You need to think about it right now. You're gonna be in this baby's life or not.
What does age have to do with two people liking each other?
Carla, what are you doing here?
We were going to have dinner together. Apparently you've already eaten.
I'm so fucking tired of you immigrants coming here, taking our jobs. Bring it on.
Just leave. You don't want trouble. Come on, get out.
My dad caught me dressing up and he beat the